Hi there, I'm Alicia Malone. Thanks for being here on TCM, where we have a diverse lineup of films to take you through the rest of your afternoon. Up next is a drama that brought Elizabeth Taylor the first of two Best Actress Academy Awards she would receive. From MGM in 1960 and directed by Daniel Mann, it's called Butterfield 8. It's based on a best-selling novel by John O'Hara, and the film version tells the story of a model who grows tired of her promiscuous lifestyle and is looking for real love. But will she find it? Her suitors are played by Lawrence Harvey and her real-life husband at the time, Eddie Fisher. This was one in a string of high-profile films Lawrence Harvey was seen in at the time, and he may have been something of a good luck charm too, because 3 times he co-starred in films where the leading actress went on to win the Oscar. There's Elizabeth Taylor in Our Movie. The year before, in 1959, he was the leading man with Simone Signoret in Room at the Top, and in 1965, he appeared opposite Julie Christie in the drama Darling. Butterfield 8 was released not long before Elizabeth Taylor had become deathly ill with pneumonia and had to have an emergency tracheotomy. It's a harrowing story, and one you may have heard in TCM's podcast, The Plot Thickens, about Cleopatra, released last year. Taylor said she thought her Oscar win for Our Movie was more of a sympathy prize, having been nominated 3 times before. And many would admit that she gave performances during her career that perhaps were more deserving, but Taylor is always dynamic on screen and fascinating to watch, and this 1960 film is no exception. Here she is also with Dina Merrill and Mildred Dunnock in Butterfield 8. Butterfield 8 is the movie that first made Elizabeth Taylor an Academy Award winner, but it was not a film she wanted to make. She didn't like the character or what she stood for, but like many actors of the time, they often had to be in films they didn't really want to do, either to fulfill their studio contract or so they could check off a box and move on to something else. In Taylor's case, she had her eyes set on her next project, which had a $1 million price tag just for her salary, Cleopatra, directed by Joe Mankiewicz. And her co-star on that film would become her next husband, Richard Burton. You can hear all about the making of the drama and learn some family history from TCM host Ben Mankiewicz in last year's season of our podcast, The Plot Thickens. And be sure to check out the new season of the podcast scheduled to launch in September, all about filmmaker Stanley Kubrick. Up next for us, Bette Davis shows her funny side in a comedy from 1948, co-starring Robert Montgomery. Don't go away.
Next on TCM, June Bride, then In Which We Serve, and later, Rear Window. Keep an eye on Grace Kelly today.